In 2019, Christine Melton and Diane Ruiz lost their lives at the hands of Wade Wilson. This occurred in Cape Coral, Florida. Wade Wilson went on a spree, if you will. He strangled the two women that were pictured before and beat up his girlfriend. Wade Stephen Wilson was sentenced to the death penalty ×2, and he had an appeal hearing for that today. Let's watch it.
All rise. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. The Supreme Court of Florida is now in session. Let all who have cause to plead draw near. Give attention. You will be heard. God save these United States, the great state of Florida, and this honorable court. Ladies and gentlemen, the Supreme Court of Florida, please be seated.
Good morning and welcome to the Florida Supreme Court. Our first case today is Wilson versus State of Florida, number 2024-1345.
Good morning. Michael Luckman on behalf of Wade Wilson. May it please the court. Seated with me at council table is co-counsel for Mr. Wilson, Laurel Cornell Niles. If this argument had been taking place on December 17th of 2025, my presentation would be very different, but I certainly am aware of the two opinions that this court issued on December 18th. Hunt being the lead one, and Jackson perhaps to a lesser extent. I will acknowledge that all of the claims that I'm raising in my brief have been considered and rejected in the Hunt opinion. I'm very mindful of this court's time. I don't intend to waste this court's time re-arguing things that have already been considered. I continue to believe in these arguments that I've raised. Of course, I believe under Pew that my client has an ex post facto challenge. But again, this court has rejected that challenge, and the next step for my client and probably for Mr. Hunt is going to be the United States Supreme Court to consider that. So otherwise, I love a good intellectual argument, but it doesn't make a lot of sense to beat my head against a brick wall knowing that literally just over 30 days ago, you've issued an opinion addressing all of the issues that I'm raising in my brief. So of course I'm open to any questions, but at the same time, the other point I was going to make, perhaps if I could distinguish Hunt, or perhaps if I could say that that Hunt was somehow not argued the way that I would have argued it, but I'm very familiar with Hunt. I've watched Ms. Becheris's argument. I think she did a wonderful job, and she presented all the issues that I would have presented them the way that I would present them today, or on December 17th. And beyond that, Ms. Becheris was my legal writing and oral argument instructor in law school. And one of the first things she instructed me is when there's precedent against you, you acknowledge that precedent to the court. You preserve your issue for further review, but you don't waste the court's time unless the court is somehow interested in further discussing the matter. So with that, if there are any questions, I'm happy to address them. Otherwise, again, I acknowledge that Hunt resolves the issues in this case. I preserve these issues, and I will intend to raise them in the United States Supreme Court.
All right, thank you. We're going to add that to the professionalism video.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good for you.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Justice. May it please the court. I'm Rick Buckwalter, Assistant Attorney General, and I represent the appellee in this case, the state of Florida. My intention coming here this morning was to limit my arguments to responding to those arguments raised by my friend over here on my left, given that he has acknowledged that this court's decisions in both Hunt and Jackson kind of set that aside for today. I really don't have any argument to make, and we would sit on our brief unless, of course, the court has any questions.
Okay, thank you.
I'd summarize and ask that the court affirm the decision of the lower court. Thank you.
Thank you.
To those in the audience, it usually doesn't go this smoothly. I promise you. But very good.
Maybe excused, Your Honor?
Yes, thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
meaning Wade Wilson was not granted his appeal, but they are going to now take it to the United States Supreme Court. They're trying to go to the next level. So unfortunately, this is not the end of Wade Wilson yet. What do you guys think about this? As always, thank you for watching. Please like, follow, reshare, and comment to keep the conversation going.